Mic'd up.
Welcome, everybody. This is the first episode of Highlights from Lowlifes. This is a group of us that got together during the pandemic and tried to solve world problems over Zoom. Mostly it was an excuse to get together and drink our favorite beverage and talk about sports. Mostly for us, it's baseball. We love baseball, and we are going to create a weekly show here that talks about some topic in baseball. Sometimes we'll do a top five, like we're going to do tonight, the top five favorite movies, baseball movies of all time. Other times we may have guests that we invite along. You'll see a rotating cast of characters here. But tonight I have my good friends, Jeff Jones. Jeff is from Clayton, California. I have Marty Brown. Marty is from Reno, Nevada. And I have Rob Lannerman. Rob is from Napa, California. And I am Rob Weber, and I am from Campbell, down near San Jose, California. As I said, during the pandemic, we would get together and talk about various topics. Each week, it was everybody's opinion. There was no definitive correct answer, except we definitely did make fun of each other when we didn't like the answers that some would come up with. And I think tonight's topic will be fairly contentious. I think there's a lot of feedback from our listeners already about what they think their top five is. So tonight we're going to talk about that top five, but let me have my co-host tell you a little bit about themselves and maybe how we met. Jeff, let's start with you.
Oh God, here we go. So I am a lifelong baseball fan, and I met Marty years ago playing softball, and he drugged me to the A's fantasy camp in 2008. And while we were at the camp, there was these guys stood up and said, "Hey, there's this league that plays up in the Bay Area that wants an A's team or two, and we were invited to come and sign up." And I signed up with these chuckleheads and couldn't get away from it.
Your life.
And my life changed forever, for the good and the bad. So I've been hanging out with these guys ever since.
All right. Marty, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Marty Brown. I'm currently in Reno. I was in the Bay Area, then in Las Vegas, and now in Reno. And when the FBI finds out I'm here, who knows where I'll be. I mean, so, okay. So
So constantly on the run. That's good. That's why it's Highlights from Lowlifes. Yes.
Which is unlike my baseball prowess, which I can rarely run. So Jeff kind of told the story. We went to the fantasy camp. It was a great experience. And we met up with a bunch of guys, the guys on the screen and a lot of other ones, and just great friends, lifelong friends. And now it's turned into this. So people ask me, Marty, what went wrong? So what can I say?
All right. So we don't get the Robs mixed up. I am good Rob, and then there's not so good Rob.
Also known as Better Rob.
All right, Better Rob, tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah, so there was one night I was in a bar and some stuff went down. I was not involved, but clearly. So, my chair got knocked over. Essentially what happened is on the bar stool I was sitting on got knocked over, and as I was falling, Rob Weber out of nowhere magically caught me, and we've been lifelong friends ever since. The welt went down on my head. Everything's better now, so yeah, that's really my whole background in a nutshell.
Oh, that sounds good. All right, folks. Tonight's topic, again, is the top five baseball movies of all time, in your opinion. And our format this evening is to count them down from 5 to 1. Each of the four of us will give our number 5 choice, and then we'll go down 4, 3, 2, 1. And at the end of the show, we're going to play some of our listeners' top 5 lists and see if we have some crossovers. I'm pretty sure we will. We have a few other surprises for you tonight, but we will start off with the number 5 baseball movie of all time. Jeff, what do you have?
So, in honor of Terry Lee, who you will see on this podcast in the future as a rotating host, we will say number 5.
Very good. Very good.
I have props.
Oh, great.
Wait.
I was told there'd be no homework.
I'm told this is the family program. What's going on?
Number 5.
42.
Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson, the movie 42.
Excellent.
I mean, you can't go wrong. Great story. They really told the story, I think, pretty well for a big budget movie. And Boseman hit it out of the park with playing that role, and a great supporting cast in it all the way around. Great movie.
That whole Ben Chapman scene is like the first time they really captured what he actually went through. It makes you very uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it takes a very good actor to play a really bad guy. And those guys, there's a couple guys in there that did an unbelievable job with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Excellent. Oh,
All
hey,
right.
folks, before we move forward, if you want reminders about this show in the future, hit the like sign next to the show. You'll be notified of any scheduled shows in the future and any scheduled changes. So just hit that like sign, and we will get notifications to you through your iPhone or your Android or whatever device you're using to watch us tonight. All right, Marty, what do you got for number 5?
Angels in the Outfield.
Ooh.
But not the one you're thinking of.
Not Danny Glover?
No, sorry.
Ooh.
Made in 1951 with Paul Douglas, that if you saw a picture of him, you remember. And Janet Leigh. And for some of you youngsters who don't know who Janet Leigh is, it's Jamie Lee Curtis's mother.
Isn't Janet Leigh in Psycho? She gets killed by Anthony Perkins. All right, I got it.
Go UOP. Go UOP.
It's about a little orphan girl who goes to the ball game and she sees the Angels. So it goes it's a very similar story, but some changes in it. And the original one is a great movie. I always loved it. But here's the trivia question for you guys. For what team did the Angels show up? It's an actual Major League Ball club. In 1951.
The Seattle Pilots are out.
I guess we're not going to say the Expos.
No.
So
White Sox. How about the White Sox?
The National League.
You did.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Nope. Pittsburgh Pirates.
Very nice.
I was going to say Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah. Yeah, all right.
Too little, too late.
Okay.
Well, hey, we said we weren't going to get into personal stuff here.
True.
That's right. So, Marty, I have written that down. I have not seen that movie, that version of the movie. I have to go see that now.
It's on YouTube. So yeah.
All right.
It's a good film.
All right, Robbie, what is the number 5 best baseball movie of all time?
Number 5 best baseball movie of all time. Very serious film, actually. Bang the Drum Slowly. De Niro, Michael Moriarty, and I believe Vincent Gardenia won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in that film.
Very nice.
Pretty tragic story. So,
but yeah, so good.
It's gripping. Yeah, I remember seeing it as a kid, and yeah, it was just a whole different way to look at things.
Yeah, and it was you were going in expecting something else entirely.
Yep.
This is a baseball movie, but it wasn't that at all. But,
Absolutely.
But it is.
That was 1973, I think.
Yeah, 72, 73.
Somewhere in that range. Yeah.
Yeah, you were like 41, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Weber, what's your number 5?
I have a film that I watched several times as a kid. 1962, a movie called Safe at Home.
Oh, sure.
It's about a little leaguer who boasts to his friends that he knows Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris.
Nice.
And he, of course, does not. And his teammates push him into promising to bring Mickey and Roger to the team banquet. So this kid ends up going off to spring training and learns a lesson in life. But of course, Mickey and Roger do show up at the kids' banquet. All the kids meet them. Couple of fun little tidbits from the movie. David Mantle, Mickey's son, plays one of the little leaguers. And William Frawley, better known as Fred Mertz, plays a crucial part in the movie as well. So Safe at Home from 1962. All right.
Good choice. Good choice.
Okay. What do we have here, Jeff, on the agenda next?
We want to talk about one of our co-shows on this app.
That's right. We have the pleasure of dealing with the folks at Mic'd Up, who invited us to try this platform. Actually, I begged them, and they said yes.
There's a reality.
But the platform is an all sports platform, and they are trying to attract some great personalities to do shows, and they already have a few. And one of them is former major leaguer Bip Roberts. And Bip has a show on here. I think there's over 50 episodes of Bip's Blips on here now. I had the pleasure of meeting Bip over the weekend. Talked a little bit about what he wants to accomplish with the show. But essentially what he's done so far is just open it up for people to ask him questions about his playing experience and what he thinks of today's players. It's a very nice, crisp show, and he has a lot of guests from time to time. He's had Dave Stewart on the show, and he's got great insight into the game today. And he's a great storyteller. So just as I told you before, to like us, give yourself a like on Bip's Blips show, and you should be able to get notifications anytime he's got something upcoming. All right, folks, we are moving to number 4 on the list.
Go, Jonesy, go.
Best movies of all time. Jeff.
All right. Our good buddy, Tony Hensley, may not be happy that this is so low, but I'm going to say it anyway. Sorry, Tony.
Chico.
The Bad News Bears. You got to love that movie. It's so out there wackadoodle, but I love it. Who would let that guy around those kids in any situation is unbelievable, but it's so funny. And you got these terror kids that nobody wants to deal with.
Right.
And then you got, the fun, as we have done many times, count the different types of drinks that Buttermaker drinks during the entire movie. I think we ended up with 8 or 9 different brands of beer at one point. And I still contend that he wasted beer to pour some out and then pours alcohol in it. He could have just taken a chug and then poured the alcohol in it, but come on.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right.
Don't even bother with the remake. Don't even bother with the remake.
No.
There's only one, and don't even bother with the show. The Jack Warden led show. Don't even mess with it. Go straight. Stick with the movie.
All right, Marty. Number 4 movie of all time.
And
Baseball.
I'm going to put Jeff on the spot for this one. And I should have done this beforehand. I do apologize, Jeff. But,
Okay.
Where's the jersey for the Peaches? Is that available real quick? Because I'm gonna rain on somebody's parade and be the first to bring up League of Their Own. Not only a great movie with great actors, great characters. I'm kind of a history buff, and just the time of the film was captured so well. And it's one of those movies like everybody else says watching that loves baseball. It's on. You're flipping around and it's on. You stop. You gotta watch it all the way through. You know what's gonna happen. She's gonna drop the ball, but you have to say it. So, I know I rained on everybody else already. Ooh, should I have said that?
Okay.
And made the movie that's on everybody's list. But League of Their Own.
Got it. Excellent choice. All right, Robbie, number 4.
Number 4 for me. I'm probably taking one off just about everybody's list as well. But number 4, everything that was awesome about being a kid back in the days when you could play outside with your friends all afternoon long into the evening. The Sandlot, probably one of the best depictions of a neighborhood gang of friends trying to struggle through life together. And by struggle through life, I mean trying to get the ball back. But
that was life.
It's just such an encapsulation. If you grew up in any kind of a suburb, it's what life was like. You were just with your friends all day, and that was just life. And I love it for that reason. The comedy's awesome, but I really love it because I can relate to it. So
excellent. Yep, I agree. Right.
Well,
I got another movie that might not make everybody's list, but I really liked it because of the way it depicted something that everybody glorified, but it was actually very difficult on the people involved. The movie 61.
Oh
yeah.
61. Some people call it 61 asterisk.
Asterisk.
It's the story.
Wait. Say that again, Marty. It's a T, not a K. Asterisk. Okay, I am sorry for cutting you off. I mean,
and this is what our video calls are all about.
That's right. Total disrespect. So, if you haven't seen 61, it's the story of Roger Maris's pursuit of the single-season home run record to beat Babe Ruth. Roger had to hit 61 home runs. In the movie, Barry Pepper plays Maris, and Thomas Jane plays Mickey Mantle, who was very supportive of Maris, but not everybody was. Not everybody wanted to see Maris break that record, and it took its toll on him physically and mentally. But great film, highly recommended.
Good choice.
All right. What's up next, Jeff?
Well, it's our.
What are you drinking?
What you drinking?
Oh, the favorite part of the show.
Hey, if you're out there listening live and you want to just send a comment and say what you're drinking, join us. But today we're all drinking beers from the Almanac Brewery in Alameda, California. Almanac is a super fine craft brewer. Their beers, probably the Love Hazy that they make, is one of the best known beers out here with the West Coast hazy style. But we're all drinking something different tonight, so we thought we'd just take a quick note, talk about what we're drinking. So, Rob, I think you've got the king of all.
So, I'm the guy that they experiment on and send beers that maybe not everybody would like to try. And tonight I'm drinking Almanac's Cherry Sour Nova.
Okay.
Sour beers are not for everybody, but I think it's going to be good. Here we go.
It better be.
Some people were worried that it would taste like cough syrup. It does not. It is actually very good. I recommend this.
Outstanding.
All right. What are you guys drinking?
So I think Marty has the same. I got a True Kolsch. This is a nice light beer. You can drink multiple of them on a hot day. Real tasty, not too heavy. Just a nice, crisp, tasty beer.
Excellent.
Nice. Marty? Agree.
Perfect for the golf course. And it said, and notice, it's a True Kolsch. So beware of imitations. That's all I
So, you mean like your clip-on tie?
Oh, wow.
I myself am drinking the Buenas Vibras Mexican-style lager. It's their summer beer. They're about to roll into their Oktoberfest, but I was able to get a couple of cans of this, and it's super refreshing lager style. But before you write it off as kind of a lighter style beer, this one's got a ton of hop and malt character to it. It's a really rich, full, still refreshing, but it's a really, really nice lager. It shows what brands can do with beer like this, these lighter styles, and really make them into some kind of a taste explosion, if you will. And so anyway, Almanac Brewing, proud to be drinking your beers tonight.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you,
Hey,
Almanac.
Thank you.
Robbie, how many different beers does Almanac carry?
Almanac has several core SKUs, 5 or 6 core SKUs. They have a number of seasonals, like the Sour Nova changes flavors, spring, winter, summer, fall, the flavor changes. And then they have several one-offs and small batch releases and things like that. So they're quite a prolific brewer in the microbrew craft beer industry.
Excellent. And you said Alameda? Is that where they are?
Alameda, California, and at most of your local retailers.
Excellent.
I'm just proud that he can say the word prolific.
Like, we'll put an asterisk by it.
I hate you. I really do hate you.
All right, we move on to the number 3 best baseball movie of all time. Jeff, what is it?
Marty just mentioned it. From Rockford, The Peaches, A League of Their Own. Such a good movie. Just incredible acting, great storytelling of the time, like Marty said, great picture and history. Even with the little things, how they dealt with the war, how women were treated at that time. That great scene that was just a little tiny throwaway scene, but said so much. When the ball goes off the field and the black lady throws it back and just impresses everybody. It's just a little tiny throwaway, but it says so much about that time.
Yep.
Just the little things like that. And then you got Tom Hanks in full Tom Hanksness playing a great character that, you couldn't help but, love him, even though he was a complete and total jerk most of the time.
And drunk.
And drunk.
Okay.
And it survived Madonna. So
I think John Lovitz carried that film.
I think the cow did.
See how it works is the train moves, the station stays here.
All right, Marty, number 3 baseball movie of all time.
I'm going old school again. 1942's Pride of the Yankees.
Great film.
Gary Cooper. It talked about, and again, it's a period piece. Talked about the time in history in New York and the Bronx Bombers. And again, that's the one. Another movie that you flip around this there and you got to stop and watch it. Even the fact that Lou Gehrig was left-handed, so they had to shoot all the scenes backwards because the actor was right-handed. So yeah. I thought that's pretty. Yeah, I guess that was a special effect for 1942.
Yes, that was CGI.
Yeah.
And the cameo appearance in that was actually Babe Ruth in the movie.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
Pride of the Yankees.
Great pick, Marty. Great pick.
Thank you,
Robbie. Number 3.
So I'm going to go into the documentary area. I don't we didn't make official rules, so, and even if you did, I'd break it anyway right here because, because the computer wore tennis shoes is not really considered a baseball film. It's like,
oh God, not that again.
How can I get Kurt Russell into this? And then I realized one of the great baseball movies I've ever seen is The Battered Bastards of Baseball. The story about the upstart independent league up in Portland and that team and how they fought against everybody and the fans loved them for their working class style. And I love that movie.
Yeah. Hey, do me a favor. Say it again. Because if anybody is still watching this, that's a fantastic movie. It needs to be seen.
The Battered Bastards of Baseball.
Yep. Minor league team.
Yep.
So what platform was that on? That was came out 2 or 3 years ago.
I don't know if they'd want to hear their name on our show, so we'll just say it rhymes with Jet Nix.
and I think it's about an hour and 15 minutes long, but it's awesome. Great interviews.
Yeah. Hour 21 if you watch all the credits.
Got it.
Credits. Who watches credits?
That's a scary analogy.
All right, so we're turning back to you, Mr. Semi-average Rob.
That's right. My average Rob. So my number 3 is Bull Durham, which might be a little early for some folks on the list. I really enjoyed the film, but I'm looking for in my baseball films, I'm looking for reality a lot of times, and I think this caught it. This was what minor league baseball can be like for a lot of players. You know, they're in it for a long time, and they've got little or no chance of making the major leagues, but it's a living. Costner does a great job as usual. Susan Sarandon's great. Don't know if people remember there was a guy in the film that played for the Bulls named Danny Gans. Danny Gans was a longtime Las Vegas performer.
Yes. Right.
He did all kinds of great singing, comedy, and impressions.
Oftentimes considered the greatest of all the Vegas lounge performers.
I agree. He desperately wanted to be in this film, and would take any part to get in. And he's in the film off and on as one of the players surrounding Crash and Nuke LaLoosh. But great movie. I'm sure I'm telling everybody who already knows that it was a great film, but watch it again and watch for Danny Gans.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Jeff, what's next?
We want to talk about another one of our co-shows.
All right.
Can I do this one?
Sure.
The only reason I'm saying that I just got finished with Mr. Darby's latest episode of Back the Bears, and he was. I'll be honest. I didn't really know who this gentleman was before we were introduced to Mic'd Up, but I gained a lot of insight to the guy and really learned to respect the gentleman. When in the episode I listened to, he talked about college coaches, and if you follow the news, there's some coaches that have been let go for various reasons, and he says he's been in. He was a baseball coach back in this and played back in the 70s, and he has some interesting insights about is that going the right direction and for whatever reason. So, and then he talked about a book that he the author was Howard Bryant, and the book was about Ricky Henderson, and he had a couple of great stories about his job with dealing with Ricky Henderson, and you know how I grew up in the Bay Area at that time, and you guys all did too, and Ricky was just an amazing ball player and a special person, and he was just a captivating individual. So it was great to listen to Mr. Darby tell the story. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of it.
Briefly, Marty, I was going to say the Mr. Darby you're referring to is Jim Darby. And Jim was a longtime executive for Easton bats in the Bay Area, and had to sign a lot of these personalities to contracts. He was the negotiating arm, and he spent a lot of time with folks like Ricky.
And the funny thing is, Easton even got into hockey sticks. So I think, so he kind of elaborated on that, and he said, "Wow, I didn't know that." But yeah, so I'm looking forward to listening to more episodes. I'm going to learn a lot from this. He's a great guy, Jim Darby, and Back the Bears is the name of his program. So I encourage everybody else to listen in also.
Excellent. All right, let's move on to our second favorite baseball movies of all time. Jeff, what do you got?
This movie it seems to get some low popularity more recent, but back when I first discovered it, not a lot of people had watched it, at least people I knew. My mom turned me onto it, and it happened to be on a Saturday one day, and it was so cool. I never saw anything like this and didn't know any of this happened. The Bingo Long Traveling All-Stars and Motor Kings.
Best jersey of all time.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it is. Wow.
Yes. About a fictionalized version of the old Negro League barnstorming tours, where they would make the most money by gathering up a bunch of guys and traveling town to town and playing the locals and seeing if they could draw a crowd and take a piece of the gate and then just pick up and drive to the next town. And it was a spectacle. It was a show. It wasn't just baseball. It was entertainment. And people heard that was coming to town, and they dressed up and they came out, and
I'm drinking Almanac Love Hazy IPA. Delicious.
Rob accidentally played a sound from our friend Dave Hall.
Yeah. Hey, but he's drinking Almanac beer,
he's drinking Almanac.
Cheers to that.
And then you got some great actors in it. Billy D. Williams as Bingo. James Earl Jones. Bingo is basically a fictional Satchel Paige, and James Earl Jones's character is a fictional Josh Gibson, and you got an incredible center fielder that has to be some version of Oscar Charleston, and you got all these you got the essence of what the Negro League was, all wrapped up into this story. It's just and what they had to deal with and who they had to deal with from all sides. It was just a great story. I loved it, and I can watch it. I can put it on any time, any day, and just watch it on through.
So, confession: I've never seen the movie. I've got to go watch.
How did he get on this call?
So that's like, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's like 3 baseball movies that the self-professed baseball guy hasn't watched.
That's right.
Man.
Folks, do you see what we're dealing with here?
and they wonder why we drink. They wonder why we drink.
If you hadn't caught me falling off that bar stool.
And that was at the Peanut, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Shout out Kansas.
All right. Marty, what is your second favorite movie of all time?
Well, baseball. Baseball movie.
Baseball.
Yeah, baseball movie.
Yeah.
This is I can understand. Someone told me this is a hard movie to watch, and that's true. Because it's a baseball movie, but it's baseball going down a dark path, and it's 8 Man Out.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah. So again, historical film about the 1919 Black Sox scandal, the Chicago White Sox. It's done very well. Some of the actors just are terrific. When during the pandemic, I kind of got into a black hole with this myself, and doing a lot of research, and a lot of it was true. I really got to know about Shoeless Joe Jackson, and oh my goodness, I just lost the name of the 4 initials of the baseball organization in Chicago that really did a deep dive into that. Oh, goodness gracious! All right, anyway. 8 Man Out, great, a great film. Baseball and
a lot of good actors. Yeah. A lot of good actors in it.
I understand John Cusack might be watching And tip of the cap to John Cusack for those defensive play scenes that he did. Those were great. That he looked like a defensive third baseman ball player in that. So, hey,
Yes.
chime in, John, if you want to.
Yeah.
All right, Robbie. Number 2 baseball movie of all time.
I'm actually surprised it hasn't been called out yet. I love the movie. The four of us, along with two of our friends, Terry and Dave, made a trip back to Chicago this year. And it's one of the iconic scenes in the film when Glenn Close stands up in the white dress and the sun shines through. And that scene was filmed at Wrigley. And you can see how all of that would have come together. The Natural. Oh, hey. So this is what we call offload reload.
No.
Darn it. Oh, you got the shirt. I got so excited.
I will do the honors. Go ahead.
All right. This is a segment we like to call offload reload. From time to time, you might see one of us get up and just kind of wander away from the camera. It has nothing to do with old age. It has everything to do with bladder relief, followed by bladder replenishment. So we call it offload reload. When one of us needs to go to the bathroom and then grab another beer.
Yeah. Soon we'll have a jingle for that.
Yes. But for now, just know the funny thing is that Jeff keeps his headphones in when he goes to the bathroom.
So listen quietly.
Yeah. Sometimes he forgets to mute his mic, and then we know whether you can tell the sound.
Just keep going.
You can tell the sound of a running stream from the sound of a bulldozer.
Well,
so anyway, The Natural, my pick for my number 2 movie.
Fine choice. The number 2 best baseball movie to me is Major League, with Charlie Sheen, Wesley Snipes, Corbin Burnson and crew. Really good depiction of what it may be like to play on a team whose ownership does not want them to win and just wants to make the money that's associated with the game of Major League Baseball. It does remind you of today's current day Oakland A's in that they're not really trying to win any of their games. They're just reaping the benefits of being in Major League Baseball. But I love the movie because the players and the coaching staff, they decide they want to win just to spite the owner who wants to move them to Miami, Florida from Cleveland. Great movie, great character development for all the players involved. One of my favorites. Love to watch it. Can't really stand any of the sequels, but love to watch that one. Yep.
Yeah, excellent choice.
Was there even one of the sequels filmed in Salt Lake City with the Salt Lake City Bees?
Yes, they followed the Salt Lake City Buzz, the Minnesota Twins farm team. And if you want to see some really bad baseball CGI, just watch that movie. Yeah. I've never seen line drives quite act like that before. So yeah. All right, Jeff, what do we got next?
Before we get to next, I just have to play this from our favorite Cornhusker 69.
Oh yeah. What does he have to say?
I think it said "Go Sooners."
Offload complete. Reload with Yinling Lager.
All right.
Only if you send us some. All right. And we have one more show on this app we'd like to talk about. Robbie, you want to do the honors?
Yeah, here on Mic'd Up, one of the great things we have is they expand the roster of players and sports celebrities that are out there. Rick Barry, NBA Hall of Famer, NBA champion, longtime broadcaster. You want to talk an opinion show? That guy's got opinions. He is Rick Barry, and he's great because he's not really wrong very often on these things. So regardless of whether you liked him or didn't like him as a player, the guy is outstanding talking about the modern game. And I actually enjoy when he'll dive back into the history a little bit. He can talk. So if you have any interest in professional basketball at all, Rick Barry he's got a great show here on Mic'd Up.
Yep, agreed. And again, if you want to look at any of his future shows, follow the show, bring up the Mic'd Up app and look for the follow icon. Just click it and it should turn blue, and then you'll get notifications for that show. Excellent.
I mean, for the record, I'm just going to reload.
You're just going to reload. Okay, good.
Reload with no offload.
Is that allowed? Wait a minute. That's against the rules.
Yeah. It should be.
It should be.
So we move into the home stretch here.
Okay.
We are about to talk about each of our number one favorite movies of all time. And then Jeff's going to take us through some of our followers' opinions, and they will be plentiful. But I just perused them a little bit, and it looks like there's a lot of repeats, and that's fine. That means we're on the same page. Right, Jeff.
Good night. I just before we announce their number ones.
All right.
I live in Reno, and there's and occasionally, you may not have heard about this, but there's occasionally wagering going on in Reno.
Really?
No
No way.
I know. And I would like to make a wager that at least a particular movie, I won't mention what will come up more than once.
All right.
Just leave it at that.
Okay.
Okay.
Jeff, you start us off.
So let's see if it comes true.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Bull Durham.
Bull Durham. All right.
As was said earlier, great movie, great actors, a great picture of life in the minor leagues. I love the little things about it. The day-to-day, the bus rides, the going through a bad stretch, making a lot of errors, trying to get the rain out scene, just doing whatever you can to get through the season, to get through the next day. There's so many things you can say about this. Obviously, as most of the people watching can tell, we're baseball fans. We're not movie critics, so I don't know how to eloquently say this, but what a great movie.
It's okay. It's okay, Jeff. You talk really good, pretty.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You are a good talker.
So I could talk about the cinematography, or I talk about the camera angle choices, or I could go into the score if you'd like, but no.
Very good. Very good. You won't get too many arguments with your choice. Marty, what is the number one best baseball movie of all time?
Without a doubt, it's The Field of Dreams. It touches a baseball fan on so many levels. The history of the history of baseball, the part of us that is a kid that still lives in us when we go out and still play and still think we can do it, and a salute to the people who do it with us and did it before us. And it's a very humbling film.
Yes.
It's got to be, and we're up to the two Robs, and it's got to be in there with at least one of you. Got to be. So.
Uh-oh. There's a lot of pressure now.
Well, it ain't me. It ain't me.
Uh-oh.
It ain't you? Really?
And also controversial opinion.
Slow me down.
Never been a fan of Bull Durham. The whole romantic comedy piece of that thing just crushes me every time.
Okay.
I just.
Was that a direct question to me?
No. I was just kind of leading into.
No. He was insulting me.
No, I wasn't insulting anybody.
Marty's just so used to being insulted by you.
I was going to say, if I'm insulting you, you'll know it. Yeah, I just that's not my Field of Dreams is a great film. Not in my top 5. Definitely an honorable mention. And Bull Durham.
All right, fine.
Bull Durham also not anywhere near my top, probably not even my top 20. I don't know. So, although the Robert Wool scenes are great.
Yes. Yeah.
How could you go wrong with the wedding scene, the wedding list scene?
Oh yeah, talking about the candlesticks make a nice gift. Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, putting it in my top 5 for that great moment is not. That's how we're going to get there. But my number one, it's got a great backstory for why it's my number one. When I was in elementary school, and you were on safety patrol at any of the schools where I grew up, you got a card that gave you. It said you were a safety patrol member, and you got to go to the matinee shows at the movie theater here in town. So the weekend the movie came out, I think the first matinee was at 10:30 in the morning, and I stayed till like 6 o'clock and watched the movie, I think 4 or 5 times that day. And it's been mentioned once before, and egregiously in a bad spot. It should be much higher. It's the Bad News Bears. And yeah, spending the day watching that movie over and over and over again with your friends in a movie theater, and chanting those lines, which you could not possibly say that anymore. There's just so many great moments in that film, and I think it's always resonated with me, because at the end, there are heroes, but they don't win the game.
And
Yeah.
I think you're just infatuated with Tatum O'Neal.
No, I was kind of lean towards Tanner.
Oh. Okay.
But you know what? And it's what Walter Matthau's like. He could have gone over the top with that character, and he played it really understated. And I love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
All right,
film.
bring us home, Rob.
My number one baseball film is The Natural,
Nice.
which has already been mentioned. I love The Natural. I love the acting in it. I love the storytelling. But I think the thing that sets it apart for me is the good versus evil, similar to what I talked about with Major League, but in The Natural, these guys are truly evil. The guys in the front office. If you remember, there's great actors in this movie. There's Robert Redford and Kim Basinger, and Darren McGavin. But the guy that I hated the most was the front office guy. Basically, I think he'd be the owner. Robert Prosky plays the character. He's got glasses, and he just reeks evil. And you are totally rooting for Redford to do whatever he can to embarrass this guy and make sure that he doesn't get to go through with his evil plans. The baseball scenes are good, as with every Robert Redford film. There's a whole bunch of actors that follow him around, and they're in all of his movies, like Brubaker and things like that. Those guys play on the baseball team, and they weren't half bad as players, so it was fun to watch. I love that film, and every time it's on, I'll catch an hour or two of it. Love hearing about it. So that's the number one for me.
And you got Wilford Brimley, who looks 80 but is about 48 in that movie.
Exactly.
I should have been a farmer.
And I just want to state for the record, Marty lost another bet.
Yeah.
Like always. Can't take him anywhere.
He's going to lose the shirt on his back and only have that clip on in a minute. Hey, Cornhusker69 chimed in with a comment, and I would like to address this comment.
Yeah.
Right.
So let me play it, and then I have an answer for him.
Other Rob does not believe in long, slow, deep, soft, wet kisses that last 3 days. Come on.
Yeah. That is a good line from the movie.
Yes.
It is true, and I do believe in that. I just don't want to pay for it.
No, he believes in it with
Very
Tanner
good.
Boyle.
Very good. That's a good reply.
Okay, we're not.
Now, Jeff, Yep, we've developed quite the listening audience. I mean, there's got to be tens and tens of fans by now.
Fans. So let's go through a couple of our comments. This one might be familiar to really one of us mostly, but all of us. There's a little bit of delay on the playbacks.
Bonnie here, first time listener, long time caller. My list is The Rookie, my favorite, A League of Their Own, Sandlot, Eighten and Out, and The Battered Bastards of Baseball. Look forward to the discussion tonight, boys.
Man, that covered pretty much all of our lists, didn't it?
Yeah, the rookie's my honorable mention for sure.
Yeah, Dennis Quaid.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, great. And who was that mystery person, or should we just leave her a mystery?
Yeah. She is still a mystery to me.
So should we take, before we get to another voice, should we take this opportunity to introduce our watchers to this?
Yes, Jeff. That's okay. Let's go.
If you happen to see us do this, this is representative of. I will take things that sound dirty but aren't for 200, Alex. And we will not explain anymore. If you get it and you get the joke, you get it. And if you don't, sorry.
If you heard what we did, yes. And it's not for things like asterisk.
Yes. That we just call out directly.
Yeah, exactly.
we both salute.
All right, Jeff. It looks like we got a lot of comments. Let's see what
they're starting to roll in pretty good. We got
terrific.
Viva Lavino, who I think is familiar with Cornhusker 69.
Yes.
For my top baseball movies of all time, League of Their Own, Bull Durham, Field of Dreams, Moneyball, and of course, Sandlot. Hi guys, I hope you're having fun.
Great, thanks. Moneyball, that was a good choice. No, it hasn't been brought up yet. Yeah,
I think anybody who has anything associated with the A's, there's kind of a flinch reflex on that right now.
Well, and Moneyball's an entertaining film. It's pretty good. My problem with it is they don't talk about the fact that the A's had 3 Cy Young winners on their pitching staff at that point.
Yeah,
they make it sound like what Hatteberg, he's a miracle guy getting on base, and we're winning because of Scott Hatteberg. No, probably Rich Harden and Barry Zito and Tim Hudson had a lot to do with that.
That helped a little bit.
Yeah, and they never really cover that.
Yeah.
And that, so, yeah. But still a good movie.
We got a comment from somebody named Mindy. I am not familiar, but we will find out.
You probably missed Kevin Costner's best baseball movie, For the Love of the Game, over his other 2 baseball movies, Bull Durham and whatever it was, Field of Dreams. Not sure that's a baseball movie. That's kind of a travelogue in the Midwest. But For the Love of the Game, Vin Scully got the Yankees. It's epic. Anyway, good luck.
Thank you.
All the other crazy movies. See you, bye.
Thank you very much. That's a good pick.
A Midwest travelogue. It was cornfields.
I want to give the opportunity. Marty had a great line about this movie. You told me this a very long time ago, Marty. How did you explain For the Love of the Game? It was a baseball movie and a date movie, so you could take your lady to it.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Are you awake?
No, but that was in a way, and that's some of the other movies we brought up too. Major League was the first half of Major League is great, and then we get Rene Russo. The first part of Bull Durham is great, and then we get come on, help me with the lady.
Susan Sarandon.
Sarandon, right? Yeah. So okay, but all right.
I like For the Love of the Game. Just didn't make my top 5.
Yeah, so it's a good movie. No problem at all with that movie. And they do a really good job with the drama of the end of the perfect game is really good.
Right.
In retrospect, I think I might have put Facing Nolan in here.
I have not seen it yet.
The documentary about Facing Nolan Ryan.
I've not seen it yet.
Yep. I would have got that in there somewhere.
There's a new Yogi documentary coming out.
Right.
And a new history of the Negro League documentary coming out too.
Oh,
that should be interesting.
Yeah.
What else we got, Jonesy?
All right, here's one for Marty.
There's two you're gonna miss. I already know it, Marty. This is your brother-in-law. It happens every spring. 1948, Ray Milland.
Yes.
And the classic comedy, Kill the Umpire, 1950 with William Bendix.
Yeah.
They need to be on the list.
Thank you, Gordon. I appreciate it.
Nice job, Gordon.
Every spring, Ray Milland is a scientist, but he accidentally discovers a substance that repels wood. So he makes himself into a pitcher.
To your ex-wife?
What? And you guys wonder why I'm in another state. You wonder why I'm in another state.
No, those are both great films. I completely forgot about it. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Kill the Umpire, William Bendix. Yep, great movie.
So every once in a while on this show, you will see another host. His name is Dave Hall. We may see him, we may not. He's going to be a contributor in some way, shape, or form. But we got something from him.
Hi guys, Big Juicy here. I want to know if one of you is going to select Airbud 7th inning fetch. After all, hey, what baseball movie has a dog making the team? Come on.
Yeah. So the short answer to that question is absolutely not.
And an additional answer is, I bet you would have needed him on your team yesterday, Dave.
Oh! Thank you.
What else we got, Jonesy? There's a couple of good ones in there.
We got Danny.
Hey, Lowlifes. This is Danny from Menlo Park. Just wondering what you guys think of the Lou Gehrig movie, The Pride of the Yankees from 1942.
Yes, Marty brought it up earlier. Very good movie. Great sentiment. No complaints at all.
That's all American baseball, apple pie, Chevrolet, I guess.
I love the actors that play his parents because they do it so well.
Oh, yeah, especially the lady.
They have no idea what baseball is, but they figure it out quick enough.
We got another one from Cornhusker69.
Oh, this guy.
You're going to have to pay us now.
This is great.
We're paying you so much, Jack. You're going to have to pay us.
Thanks for taking my call. This is Cornhusker69. First-time listener, long-time caller. I'm going to leave you my list of the top 5 baseball movies, and I'm afraid it's possibly going to ruin your show because there will be no debating these. These are, without a doubt, the top 5. We have Bull Durham, 42, Major League, Sandlot, and, of course, Field of Dreams, If You Have a Father. Thank you.
Good choices.
Can't argue with it too much.
But we will argue. We will argue just because it's you, Jack. All right. A quick follow-up. Oh, my camera fell. Quick follow-up. Oh, God dang.
What happened?
Ouch, that's hitting below the belt.
Big Juicy didn't like my comment.
Hey, can we save that sound clip? Because I really feel like we can use that.
Something for Marty.
Keep it clean, boys.
Well, see, Marty. Yep.
Mary Lynn Cooper.
Ouch. All I can say is ouch.
Yeah.
How about D. Riley?
Fun topic, guys. Okay. Bull Durham,
Field of Dreams. And I really love this movie, and I don't think it got the recognition that it deserved. For Love of the Game. My top 3, and Kevin Costner is in the Hall of Fame for baseball movies, bar none. No one can touch him for those. And then to round it out, A League of Their Own and The Sandlot. That's my top 5. Enjoy.
All good choices.
For Love of the Game, coming out of the woodwork there.
Yeah, Costner is in the Hall of Fame. We were there. There was that one wing that
he's got some stuff in there. He's mentioned quite a bit.
He does. Yes, he does.
Mm-hmm.
For those that do go to the Hall of Fame, there is a whole section on movies, baseball and movies and TV. It is very well done.
Yes, and updated all the time. So
yes.
For those of you that go to the Hall of Fame with Marty, they have Who's on First on a never-ending loop. You can sit him down there and leave him all day.
And watch him mouth the words along.
And your problem is what?
No, it's a win-win, Marty.
Well put.
This isn't about movies, just about us. And I think the picture that was the picture of our show.
Hey guys, from behind, you look pretty good.
I think we have a winner.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm looking at the top 5, that's the top 5 right there. Yeah. So is that about it, Jeff?
We got a couple more if you want to go through them.
Yeah, let's get them in there. We got time.
Here we go. Again from Mindy.
Apologize for the bad recording, but for the Love of the Game, Kevin Costner's worst line possibly in his movie career was, "Would you like to go to a baseball game with me?" right second behind his comment or his line in Field of Dreams, "Dad, would you like to have a catch?" Not sure what that means. Anyway, you guys are too much. Have fun. Bye.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
And one more comment, and this has to be put in. I would have played this earlier if I would have read the whole description, but it brings up a character that we have not brought up yet in any of the movies.
Hey, Lowlifes. Growing up, my favorite movie was, baseball-wise, was The Sandlot. What was your favorite scene from that episode? I know personally, mine was the lifeguard scene with Wendy Peppercorn.
This is why it's good to hear from the crowd. They have better insight than we do.
And that was from Taylor Dalvicas.
Oh, see, he is a good talker.
Dalvicas.
He's our best talker on the show.
Davicus.
Yeah.
Taylor.
Just go with Taylor. Don't extend yourself beyond your means.
All right, folks. We have reached the hour-plus range. Our plan is to do one of these a week. We will announce the topic in advance. You are welcome to send us proposed topics. We'll do the top 5s every once in a while. We'll have guests on here, and we'll let you know in advance so you can send in questions prior to the show. But again, follow us, and you'll get to see what the schedule is and any scheduling changes that are made after we post the original schedule.
Do you want us to announce the topic for next week? It's ready to go.
Sure, we can do that. What do you think, Jeff?
Topic next week: our favorite players from when we were kids.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Weber's got to go to the black and white era.
It's important for the audience to know that Jeff was a kid at a different time than the rest of us. So this should be interesting. Yeah.
Ron, go the dead ball era, but
yeah,
old Haas Radborn.
Mordecai, three-fingered Brown.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, and we will see. Some of us will see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.